What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We got a live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up right around the corner. Bulls take down the Wizards 138-105. That's 5 straight games for Zach LaVine, scoring 30 or more. Second straight game with 2 from Patrick Williams. We're bringing that and more down next on CHGO Bulls. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Happy Friday. Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame presented by Sunnyside. Don't forget that promo code HICHGO when you check out to get some savings.
Yeah.
I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That is Big Day. Bam. BAWL Sports. 4-time champ. Uncle Will. Will Perdue, 32. Goat, we will hear from later on in tonight's show live from the UC. And, of course, Queen of the Controls, the one and only Katie Dove. That's a Bulls win.
Let's hear it.
It's a Bulls win, Dave.
Smack. Bulls win. Hit him again. Bulls win. Backhand him. Bulls win. Katie dropped the bomb on him. Bulls win. Yes.
Woo.
Bulls win. Victoire
de Bulls. 138 to 105.
We not have that recorded yet?
Thank y'all for joining us. If you are hanging out with us in that YouTube chat, hit the like button. Let us know your thoughts on tonight's game. Any questions? If you're feeling lucky, if you're feeling generous, throw us a super chat.
Feeling lucky.
Appreciate those as well. If you're feeling lucky, you should have listened to me in pregame when I said bet the Bulls to win tonight because they were 3 games under. It was time for them to move up to 2 games under.
Yeah.
Clockwork,
ladies and gents.
Clockwork. And I think that they did feel burned by how poorly they played against the same lowly Wizards team back on New Year's Day.
How did they lose to this team?
They
came out sloppy and slow.
It's impressive, but then they turned right back around tonight, and they walloped them. We talked to pregame about the slow starts, about these poor performances in first quarters, and what exactly the reason is for that. And tonight they had it. They had it from the jump. They had a 10-point edge after one quarter. But I thought, and I was wondering if you found this interesting as well, Will, that the Bulls started by going inside. Zach especially got going early, and it wasn't his 3-ball, which he did, turn to later on in the evening. But I think they scored their first dozen points in the paint.
I know it was their first 8 because that was their first. I think that was Sacramento's first time out.
Okay, yeah.
All right, and let me start this off by first saying that's how you play against bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Even if you are one as well.
Well, the interesting thing is that's debatable. I don't know how bad this team is.
I'll say this. That's how you play against worse teams.
Bingo. All right. Hell of a show, guys. Let's go. That is succinct and to the point.
Well, thank you, Will Perdue.
But they were aggressive.
Yes.
They were ready to play. Everything we addressed in the pregame show, and if you're not watching, people, you're missing it.
You're dropping dimes over
They checked all the boxes. Pretty much everything we talked about in the pregame show. Slow starts, careless, unfocused. They made a point to get the ball out quick.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about? They were limiting Washington to 1 shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Washington was taking a lot of bad shots, but you weren't giving up any offensive rebounds. You were looking ahead. You were looking to attack. Zach was getting out. Zach was finishing. Zach, in my opinion, played with the purpose from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And like you talked about, it's one of those things. They're up 10. They shoot 58% because the quality of shots were high, 15 of 26, 4 of 8 from 3. Great passing, 11 assists, only 4 turnovers. They had won the rebound game 15 to 10. 10 of those 36 were fast break points, 20 points in the paint. I mean, they the easy shot, not making it more difficult for themselves. Now, granted, it's against Washington, but at the end of the day, that's what playing with confidence looks like.
Yeah.
Okay? You've seen it against Washington. You've seen it against Milwaukee. You've seen it against Boston. When this team comes in focused, ready to play, and confident, confidence isn't necessarily about experience. Confidence is about how you choose to think. Okay?
Bars.
So, and a perfect example is the Bulls team I played on in 91. People forget we had the home court advantage because remember the first two, and that was back in the day when it was 2-3-2.
Yep.
Even though we were playing against, the Lakers who had all the experience. So it was like, hey, this is going to be fun. The Bulls will take their licks. They'll get their experience. They'll be back. Everybody was writing us off before we even started. Even more so after we lost the first game, which we were leading most of the game.
You were.
And then what happened after that?
Ass whooping.
4 straight. Okay. But that was about a mindset. That's the one thing is just I talk about with this team that is frustrating, hard to fathom, to grasp. But this is because there's not one direct message. Okay? And I'm going to side on the side of players right now. This what makes it difficult for players is what exactly is this team doing? What is my future as a player? Am I going to be here? Am I going to be traded? I understand it's a business and it's tough to, and there's just some games when you're just constantly looking over your back, the phone rings, you jump, stuff like that. But at the end of
this time of year.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're professionals. And this is what I like to see. Again, I understand it was against the Wizards, but I like the effort, the focus, the aggression. Listen, this is what I want to say about Patrick, all right? I don't even want to talk about the game as a whole, okay? Because it's just rinse and repeat. So why waste our breath talking about it? But at least he came out aggressive in the early parts of the games. I understand he's still struggling to finish. He can't maintain the effort that we want, but we saw what we were hoping to see in that first quarter, okay? Let's not talk about the next 3 quarters.
No, I think the people in the comments would very much like to talk about what happened after. And even in the first quarter where it's like he stuffed the stat sheet with a little bit of everything, some steals, some assists, some rebounds.
All right, but we'll save that for later.
Okay.
Let's redirect and let's focus on how well they played. But let's also focus on really how well Zach is playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that first.
Let me say this quick. And this probably makes sense to nobody but me. I like
Well, then say it to yourself.
I'm about to. I like chaos and order. I like when things are hectic and I like when things are structured.
So you like the organized chaos.
Yes, organized chaos is my jam.
Okay. I've seen you drive.
Yes, this is a fact. No tickets. I say that to say the Bulls, as you were talking about beating a team, that's at a lesser tier than you. The Bulls did it in a way that was structured in a sense of your best, your second best, your third best, and your fourth best. All did what they do best. So Zach is your leader, right? That's your number one guy. 33 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Your clear number 2 is Vooch. 23 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists.
Quietly just a monster game.
Yes, and he had a double-double at the end of the half.
First half, yeah.
All right. Your third is Kobe White. Kobe, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 of 9 from the three-point line. Your fourth best is Josh Giddey. 12 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. That's order for me. That is order and structure.
He picked a few pockets tonight.
Yes, he did. He played very, very well. And even in that fourth quarter, he still had drive and he still had momentum. He still was out there crashing the boards, really doing some stuff, man. And this is one of the few times you've seen the Bulls kind of play with that order. And it just wasn't one guy taking it, to the house for them the entire time. Everybody did what they do well in this game, and they did it in their order.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody was overlapping anyone. You know, nobody was running into anybody. Like everybody kind of did their same thing. And they said, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. Oh, we're playing the Zards? Well, I'm about to really get it off and handle my business. And that was really, really cool to see.
Well, and let's be honest here. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody that, for the most part, has been the definition of consistency, it's Jalen Smith. When you talk about 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, that guy has gotten better as the season has gotten on. He's found his spot. He's now comfortable. He's fitting in, and he's just producing.
Agreed.
And listen, 138 points. It was an enjoyable game. But, you know, the funny thing is we're going to do this post-game show. Now we're going to wake up on Sunday and be like, all right, got Kings tonight this afternoon. Which Bulls team's going to show up?
Roll the dice and find out, man. I mean, yeah, I do agree. And that's, you know, on the heels of a really strong outing he had against his former team in that Pacers loss on Wednesday. Jalen Smith is doing his job every night. But, and Dave, I like what you said about, like, the order of the chaos and everybody in that starting 5, save one, that you mentioned chipping in and doing their thing, and then that continuing into the bench, and not only Jalen Smith, but Lonzo Ball playing his role beautifully tonight.
Man.
Perfectly tonight. 22 minutes for Lonzo. But the other person who you can say unequivocally is consistent this year is Zach. In a way that I don't think Bulls fans have felt about Zach as strongly before. Even when he was an all-star for those back-to-back years, the first one pre-DeMar arrival, and then the second one right there along with DeMar, and the Bulls had 2 all-stars. Yeah. He still had those nights where like, oh, Zach, what are you doing?
Yeah, of course.
We're not seeing the, oh, Zach, what are you doing nights.
No.
He has nights where he's a bit more quiet offensively.
Hey, one more time. How's that go?
Zach, what are you doing? I mean, just programmed into my brain. I'm talking about that dude play Bulls basketball for what, 7 going on 8 years now?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we watched it all. Yeah.
It's like, and again, with the precursor, yeah, it was the Zards. But whoever the opponent is, efficient scoring and 30-plus efficiently in 5 straight games. The Bulls PR put out that he's only the 3rd Bulls player ever to have a streak of such scoring in 5 straight games. And the other 2 are, no surprise, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who did it, by the way, 28 times.
Dumb.
And Zach's former teammate DeMar.
Yes.
That's nothing to sneeze at. That is nothing to just shrug off in a win. When we say about the win, yeah, it was the Wizards. Yeah, it was the Wizards, but Zach has been balling out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's too late in the game, as we were talking a little bit about all-star voting in pregame. And we have a few more of these, like, they're worth triple all-star days, voting days left between now and all-star weekend. And it's going to be as a reserve because he's clearly not getting in as a starter with that fan voting. But I genuinely think that whoever is making that decision, assuming it is, you know, the Cavs head coach, you got to consider what Zach is doing right now. This package of games that he's putting together on top of an already impressive season before this streak.
Yeah.
It's all-star caliber stuff.
Yeah, it's not something that's just coming out now. Like you said, it's not just starting late December. You know, and he's like, oh, I'm going to take over. No, bro, this has literally been all season long. We've been talking about Zach LaVine like this, and just the consistency and just the fluidness of his game and just how smooth it's been. Like all those things we have continued to discuss this entire season for him. So watching it elevate and get better makes it even more enjoyable to watch. It makes us even more happy for him because he didn't even know about no record or streak when he was talking to Casey Johnson. He was like, for real? Oh, dude, I ain't know. He's just out there hooping, and he knows how comfortable he is and how good he is. He's doing it inside. He's doing it outside. He did a little with the catch and shoot, which, you know, he's super deadly from as well. He's doing it all, man. And if he ends up in the All-Star game, it's deservedly so. He's been amazing.
Well, listen, I want to – 2 things. I want to change the subject for just a second. We'll get back on track.
Break, man. We got to pay bills, Will.
Oh, all right. Well, then we'll put a pin in that. We'll change subjects on the other side of this ad break real quick. While we share these words from our friends and sponsors, you know what to do. Hit that like button and keep those comments coming. We'll dive into them on the other side of the break here on CHGO Bulls.
Pay that Perdue salary.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, right.
CHGO Bulls postgame tonight brought to you by our friends at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, who are here to help you elevate and survive your Chicago winter. That snow's falling down. just grab yourself some buds. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. They've got a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from, offering easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Stop in to the store nearest to you throughout Illinois for expert guidance from their staff and select from quality lines like Cresco and Florical. When I say throughout Illinois, I mean throughout, not just Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. As far as that south as Champaign, as far north as South Beloit, they've got locations everywhere. You got to be sure to check out for a limited time their Island Vibe varietals available in disposable vapes, 5-10 carts, live resin gummies. Good News Island Vibes, Destination Relaxation, Puff Puff Paradise. Try them all. Visit Sunnyside.shop for Bright Buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Use promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusion supplies, Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, Bright Buys every day, only for 21 and over in Illinois Med card holders.
Matt Peck, what time is it?
Give it up!
It's always prepared.
Yeah!
Love it so.
Yeah!
Welcome back.
Yeah!
He's in.
Beat the Wizards!
Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events easier than ever. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Curation makes it easier to find better values for tickets to sports, concerts, comedy, theater, Will Perdue's one-man show. Anything, you can find it at Game Time. Of course, they got the all-in pricing. Of course, they got the lowest price guarantee. Of course, that Game Time ticket coverage, which is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. But they have got the Matt and Big Dave favorite. See views! We need to sit where we sitting, where we stretch the legs at. Where I need to be in the front, I need to see Will Perdue in the one-man show and not have nobody else bothering me. I need to know when I can get up and leave so I can get backstage to tell people that I know Will Perdue. We'll see if he lets me in. We don't know. But
what's the password?
See, already. Yeah.
New England Clay Chowder.
White or red?
Never remember that. What?
Take the guess I got to buy tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. That's CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today! Because we're Purdue. What time is it?
Game time?
Smack.
Rolling along, CHGO Bulls postgame on a night when the Bulls take care of the Wizards convincingly so, and as we were just discussing, largely thanks to another big night, Zach LaVine and his supporting cast. Great night from Vooch, great night from Giddey, great night for Lonzo and Jalen off the bench. Purdue, what was your pivot that you wanted to get to?
Two things.
So, 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I'm gonna wait on.
Oh, okay, all right.
Tease.
Okay, but hey, 18 and 20, baby. We'll talk. I have this feeling that Matt Peck's gonna be sick on Sunday.
It's cold as making a comeback.
Telling you, man. Now, for those of you at home that don't have the pleasure and the luxury that I do of watching these two during games, okay? This is what I deal with, which is entertaining to say the least, okay?
What you deal with, you mean what you are so lucky to be able to witness.
Blessed.
Yeah.
I leave here after every postgame show thinking, man, am I a lucky guy?
He clicks his heels when he's outside.
Obviously. Everyone knows that.
So, Peck, give it to me one more time. What do you normally say about Zach?
Give it to me, baby.
What was I saying? Oh, God, Zach, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
That voice?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So I get sound effects like that. Big Dave, what do you say about P. Well? How's that go?
Yeah.
the fake tough guy voice that we use that Dave uses with Peck.
Usually it's missed a layup.
Clang.
Tonight went up for that offensive rebound, then missed the putback.
Pack. Stepped out of bounds after getting it. Yeah.
What was that?
Got the steal, then lost the ball. Yeah.
What was the stat you threw out tonight?
Which one?
What he's shooting?
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
He's shooting at the rim. This in the restricted area. Shout out to our guy Drew Stevens for the bigs. He's the one who tweeted it. coming into tonight, he was 27 of 52 in the restricted area this season. Just barely 50% in the restricted area. A 6'8" forward. What? And it's a career low, by the way.
Yeah.
For Pat.
I'm shocked.
It is the worst he shot in the restricted area of his career.
I am shocked.
I think there's a lot mentally involved there with that.
Yes, I agree.
Quite honestly.
I agree, Will.
Okay, so I just listen, I don't want to belabor on that, but this is what's so frustrating is that we can have games like this, and then you lose to this team last week, which was, and if we had answers, then you could kind of figure this out and slot it accordingly, and then, but that's the thing. Sometimes you watch one of these games and you're like, what did I just see?
That face right there.
I mean, I think it's
see what I mean?
It's a fair question to ask, but I genuinely think a large portion of that answer, not the entire answer, but a large portion of that answer, and you know this as well as anyone, Mr. Perdue, because you won titles on teams that did what every night, whether or not the shots were falling, play defense.
Fold them things.
The Bulls do not play good team defense.
But you
so
know
on nights when their shots are falling, they are capable of losing even to the crappiest crap teams in the league. Good teams hang their hats on defense.
Okay,
every night, and the Bulls aren't capable of doing that with their roster. So you get good, and then you get, oh dear God, bad.
Not the teeter-totter.
Yeah. But it's not. What did you call it though? It's not
seesaw.
Seesaw,
so
teeter-totter,
or it's a
exactly right.
Yes.
But to your point, exactly. One of the things that we harped on those Bulls teams, and even on the Spurs teams that I played on, was two words: accountability and pride. As you talked about, Pop probably more so than Phil. Even if you're struggling on the offensive end, if I'm gonna keep you on the floor, you have to find a way to contribute. You have to find a way to help us. Okay? And that's where we're kind of trying to figure out how these guys can get better as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the other thing you have to always remember, and this is just the business side, the other 29 teams are always watching. And how do you improve? If you're not happy with where you are and how much you're playing, so when you do get a chance to play, regardless if it's 12 minutes or 30 minutes, what are you doing to improve your stock? What are you doing to maybe just, all you got to do is catch one scout's eye that he can take it to a general manager. Now, my other point, and I apologize for going backwards,
Take
but
your time, man.
I wanted to congratulate my nephew Liam.
Okay.
Made his 7th grade basketball team.
Okay. Shout out, Liam. Shout out to you.
There are 30 kids tried out, and he was one of the 10 to make it.
Okay.
And I've had the luxury of, marrying into this family and being able to play and work with Liam. So, of course, I'm going to take all the credit.
Oh, as you should.
Yes,
and wish him the best of luck. And the one thing I texted him was, now the work really starts.
Oh.
I was going to say, so this, you said 7th grade?
Yes.
So is this like middle school blends into high school? Does he know where he wants to play high school ball? Because clearly the next stop is Vandy, right? We going to play at Vandy?
That's what we got.
I'm sure right now his dad, I made sure that, let me know when you're watching. His dad's like, we can't afford Vanderbilt.
Scholarship.
We'll work on a scholarship.
Katie, did you have something you wanted to say earlier?
No, I mean, the time has passed now. I just was going to apologize to anybody who tuned in while you guys were going, my bad, y'all.
That's why people are here, Katie.
That's why they show up.
But Liam Vietti, I'm proud of you. You did a great job.
Shout out.
Way to show out.
Uncle
Now
Will,
the
like
works.
an honorary coach who comes through and runs some drills.
Well, this is how I do it. I don't try, I did this to my son probably too much and forced him to do stuff that maybe he didn't want to do. But because I saw potential, his coaches saw potential, I probably pushed him harder than I should have.
And that's your son, yeah.
But with Liam, You know, he's an incredible athlete, really good baseball player, but loves basketball. But I always told him, I said, if you want to ever work out, just call me. I'll go work out with you anytime. But you have to show the initiative. And as they got closer to tryouts, he did. And during this break, we've been going over to the park, you know, to the district park indoor facility and working on some stuff. But the greatest thing is he takes that stuff and works on his own.
Are you tough on him? I mean, when you putting the elbow in his ribs and putting him down, like how we doing? How we coaching out here?
Well, I'll block a shot, hit him in the face a couple times.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Will.
I'm not gonna let him win.
No,
I can't do it.
I ain't from that life.
You're preparing the child for the road. As some might say. You're not preparing the road for the child, Will.
That's it.
But if things continue, he'll end up going to Niles West.
Niles West, okay.
Let's go.
Nothing wrong with that. Congratulations, Liam.
Looking forward to further updates. Way to go, Liam. Okay, so circling back, but people in the comments are talking about it. Like I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I want to talk about the message that Billy is sending, because I do think Billy's sending somewhat of a message. Because guess what? The Bulls starters, save Pat, all played at least 27 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
Ranging from 27 for Vooch to 33 for Zach. Patrick Williams played 19. I think that disparity in minutes played from your starters is no coincidence.
No.
When even on a night when Pat was like, aggressive high motor Pat.
Aggressive Pat.
For his minutes in the first quarter. We're like, wow, he's running. He's jumping.
Down the floor.
He's leaping.
Oh.
Every big play it looked like he was about to make, he fumbled it on the 1 yard line, so
no.
to speak. But he was doing that. I mean, Johnny, our first comment, P. Will, melting smiley face emoji, poop emoji, trash can emoji. Roar, bad has been bad since we drafted him. Jovi saying P. Will equals pause Williams. Get modest. Give Billy coffee while he's in the game. He needs to wake up and see Modest playing better than P. Will. Dang. Jem, any chance we can trade P. Will for a bucket of balls? I'm sure Will would appreciate those. He likes to play golf.
Titleist.
You talking golf balls?
Titleist,
like
baby.
a rack of basketballs.
Titleist.
Look, Preston Harris, can we send the Paw and Billy to the G League? Alberto, Vooch gets traded. Pat might be playing backup center. Okay, wow. Well, there's something. Eco being Pat's 4.5 point average against the Wiz, outstanding. Wait, is that for real?
I think that's for real. Damn, he's averaging that against the Wizards this season.
Gio saying Pat needs to stop thinking too much and just do. It looked in the first quarter like maybe that's what we were gonna see.
Yeah,
but then he was like, nope. I'm still going to overthink somehow.
Yeah.
He turned a great ball fake, drive baseline, beat his man off the dribble, soared.
Yeah.
Like took off like 2 feet in the hardwood.
Yeah.
And like instead of a poster dunk, it was just like, oh, where'd the ball go?
Yeah.
Like, and that was one of a half a dozen plays where Pat did something awesome, and then immediately it was like the reverse Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
It wasn't something bad, and then immediately redeem yourself.
Totally redeem yourself.
It was like he did something promising, and then immediately shat the bed.
Like, look.
So we used to have this comment when I played.
Yeah. Okay.
That guys used to use on the bus, and they'd be busting somebody's chops. Yo, dude, $1 million move, 10-cent shot.
That's it. That's facts. These are facts right here, man. Well, listen to this, Will. He played 19 minutes, right? That's what Patrick Williams played, 19 minutes. It's ridiculous. Modest Mozellus played 15 minutes, 8 points. TAC, 14 minutes, 12 points. But my favorite one of all, Javon Carter, 3 minutes and 59 seconds, 4 points.
Hey,
So,
like...
Come on, man. What we expect from P. Will is the line that Jalen Smith put up.
What's that, 15 and 6
and
4 assists? I'd be ecstatic. I'd be over the moon. He put that up.
Because he never has for a season.
Yeah.
Manage those numbers.
And it's funny because I've seen him score the 15, but not in succession with the rebounds or the assist or just having a complete game. It's never been like that.
Yeah,
for
but
Pat.
do me a favor. Just read his first quarter stats and read his end of game stats.
They're almost identical.
Let's take a break.
They're almost identical.
take this
break. He had 2, 3, 3, and 2, I think, after one quarter. He finished with 2, 3, 3, and 3.
Good old binary codes.
All right. Second break real quick. We will come back, get to more of y'all's thoughts on tonight's game. Wrap up our thoughts. Also, we still got to hear from Willie Gottlieb. We will hear from Dave,
the GOAT.
The goon of the night is.
The GOAT and the goon.
After these words from our sponsors. Hit the like button.
Yeah.
Bad. Goon of the night.
Step on the Browns.
Today's show, speaking of Goon of the Night, is brought to you by Empire Today.
Empire.
Oh, do y'all need some new flooring?
Fire.
Maybe you're like, well, it's winter. It's hibernation season.
It is.
And you're looking around at your floors and you're like, been meaning to replace these old drabby floors. Winter is the perfect time to have your floors replaced because you're working on your hibernation. With Empire, you can shop home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, low price guarantee. Empire's the best place to get new flooring, so of course they have wannabe competitors and copycats, but Empire cannot be beaten on quality, service, or speed. So all those wannabe competitors try to do is advertise low-quality products at basement prices that Empire simply won't even bother to carry. Yeah. Empire won't promise the lowest prices because anyone who does is just putting crap flooring in your home that they wouldn't put in theirs. And that's the truth. Be sure to check out their virtual floor designer, a great way to see how new floors look in any space in your home. It's easy to use. Just snap a picture, swipe through options, and see how new floors will look in your living room, your dining room, your kitchen, your bathrooms, your bedrooms. All that jazz. Schedule free and home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/CHGO for details. 588-2300. Get it! She ran away!
She's running away. That's a coward right there.
I mean, today, I like what she's doing because she said the fake jog, but then she went over to get some glasses at the same time. You did. Started wrong, ended smooth. That's how it rolls. Why did she grab him? Because she knows that Baby Joey hit me up.
We got a Shady Rays again?
Yeah, he hit me up. See?
Okay.
See that? Will understood.
Yeah, of course he did.
He good. He understood. No, it's fine because he understood. Because unfortunately, Baby Joey never understood. Because he don't understand when Will's talking. He don't understand Will's old sayings and things like that because he's a child.
Give those to...
He's a child. She just asked if you want some glasses. Do you want some Rays? Yeah, Will.
Well, no, I have my other glasses.
Got his own on, man.
If you're going to give me some glasses, I need those old folk ones that you put on over top your glasses.
And that's how he gets ready for the season ahead. And you can get ready for the season ahead with quality shades that are built to last because our friends at Shady Rays have got you covered with those premium polarized shades that will not, I repeat, they will not break the bank. Shady Rays, an independent sunglasses company offering that world-class product that's rated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Well, over 300,000 people. Their shades got those durable frames. They got those crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for your outdoor. And as this gentleman is going to prove to you right now, those indoor invenciones. They probably got that style. That's in your favorite team's colors. But let's say you got those glasses on your hat and you're angry. And you might want to toss a hat and those glasses will be on there.
Yeah.
Splat. Crack. Splat. Who knew? Where did my glasses go? They are broken in half on that hat. Well, guess what? Send them back in the Shady Rays. Long as it's in 30 days. Free pair back on your face. There's no risk when you shop. And the team has always got your back with personal and fast support. Exclusive for the listeners out there, Shady Rays is giving away their best deal of the season at theshadyrays.com. And use the code CHGO for 35% off those premium polarized shades. And try to make it yourself! The shades are rated 5 stars for over 300,000 people because the Shady Rays, y'all, where the Rays are oh so shady. Man, I got the little tickle in the throat. That was hilarious.
I got an emergency lodges in my pocket. Katie, I heard a jingle.
I was like the dolphin on The Simpsons when he was trying to talk.
Hold on a second. Put your hands together.
At my size?
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Now just kind of tilt your head back.
All right.
No, too far.
Lost my hat.
I mean, does he not look like the guy from Weekend at Bernie's now?
Okay.
Uncle Bernie?
Another movie Katie did not see.
I get the concept, though. Are you saying Will look or Matt looks like a corpse? Is that what we're saying?
No, I'm just saying that Weekend at Bernie's, they got him sitting on the thing, and he's got the mustache. Now they put the glasses on.
Just needs a tracksuit. That's it. That's all he needs.
Here, take your arm like this.
Let's get Will to go Gottlieb
Go
in here,
time!
man. Like, Jesus.
All right.
Let's go talk to the GOAT.
That's where he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us on that Go Talk Hotline, it's the one and only Will the GOAT Gottlieb.
There he
Follow
is.
his Bulls Reporting Blues for Gottlieb. Read his stuff all season.
Yeah, Will Gottlieb. Yeah.
GOAT. Dominant win over the Czars, getting revenge from New Year's Day. Another 30-point night from Zach. Quality efforts from Jalen and Lonzo off the bench. What was your headline after getting a chance to talk to Billy and the players in this one?
Everybody was just talking about Zach and raving about, obviously, the way that he's playing these last 5 games in which he scored 30 or more points in each of them, but also just his approach and willingness to buy in to defend everybody from Tyrese Halliburton and Jordan Poole, and just really like being the best version that they never had before of Zach. I mean, this is, I think it's the best version. I don't know if Zach would necessarily agree to that. Like, the numbers aren't quite the way that they were during his all-star campaigns. But the way he is playing, moving the ball, attracting attention, contributing to, just the rest of his teammates playing and, getting easy baskets. I think this is the best version that we've seen of Zach LaVine. He seems so at peace and understanding what he needs to do in order to succeed. And I think he's just having a great time right now. I just think he's balling out and loving it.
Will, another guy, we didn't really get a chance to get into him too much yet, but Lonzo Ball, man. Just the way that he's been playing these past few games. I know when we were doing the show recently, that's a flex because I did a show with the GOAT. Recently, we were doing a show. We talked about him and just how when he's on the floor, you used to see him working on certain things, and you've been watching him these past few games, putting everything together. Tonight, I think you just saw an example of how much closer he is to just being super consistent in what he does. Not the same player, but just having that consistent play. The 12 points, the 6 assists, the 3 steals, just the calming influence he has on the floor for those guys when he's out there. What are you seeing when you're looking at Lonzo Ball? And do you think that there's more to come from Lonzo, or should we just say, you know what, this is the new Lonzo that we should be expecting?
I mean, it's a tough question, right? Like, he's already in such uncharted territory with the return to play from the multiple surgeries that he had in his knee and the cartilage transplant. I mean, nobody's been able to come back from this. The Bulls, Billy mentioned this after, I think, their last home game, maybe against the Spurs, that there are no plans right now to continue to increase his minutes limit. So that's going to stay around 22, I think 22, 24. And maybe there's going to be days where Billy doesn't get it exactly perfect and he's up to 25 or 26. Maybe there's days where he goes only 19 or something like that. But just in terms of actual on the court production, I think it's hard to expect that much more from him because he's not going to be at a point where he's playing a starter's workload. But just in terms of what he's actually doing out there, I mean, every game, at least once, you can see him, sneak behind a big who's got the ball at the slot or at the elbow and just steals it from him, just takes it away, and off we go. The Bulls are on a fast break. He's hitting his threes today, and I think he continues to mention that his wrist is still getting there. He's still, just working that back into full health, and I think you're starting to see him shoot a little bit better these last few games. But he was also just saying what a joy and privilege it is to be able to play with Zach. He called him a top 3 shooting guard in the league, and it's hard not to see the correlation of Lonzo playing and Zach playing his best basketball. And so I think those two really bring the best out of each other. And Lonzo said that too. I mean, he loves playing with Zach and he feels like Zach makes him a lot better. But it's hard not to notice the way that Lonzo makes Zach better. I mean, the full court passes, the backdoor cuts, just the attention that they draw from the defense and finding open shots. They're a really good pair. And so it's nice to see them back on the court together.
Hey, Goat, what have you, we've had this discussion a bunch, and we talked about it in the pregame, with Billy talking about integrity. Could you give us any insight, or have any idea what we can see from one game to the next with this team moving forward, especially considering now they have 4 straight home games left? And, after Sacramento, these are games that they should win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a very winnable stretch, and I think it could be their first chance to get above 500 since they were 3-2, I believe, in early November, October. I don't think that Billy has. I mean, there's certainly no interest from him to putting the development or the young guys ahead of the veterans. I mean, Zach was out there with 6 minutes to go. They were up 31, and he was just getting shots up. And you don't. And same with Vooch. These guys are not taking a back seat. And we understand what the limitations with the primary core of this group. You've got Kobe, you've got Giddey, you've got Zach, and Vooch. These guys are not premium defenders. I think you try to insulate them with Ayo and Lonzo and Patrick to just kind of give them some sort of support there. And actually, they have been a top 12 defense the last 2 weeks, so they've been a little bit better on that end. But I do think a lot of it just comes down to are they making their shots? And maybe that's a different conversation of is the NBA too 3-point heavy? But right, I mean, tonight it was. They were just on absolute fire, 23 of 49 from 3. You're going to win those games, but how do you win when you're not making 20 plus threes? And I think that's where you start to have some of those questions. It's great when you can look the way that they did tonight against the Wizards, who are one of the worst teams in the league, but can you have that same consistency the other night against the Pacers? And I do think inherently when you're a heavy 3-point shooting volume team, you're going to have nights where you're just not making your shots, and then there just isn't a lot you can do. But the way that they are getting up and down and trying to put pressure on the rim, transition, all that stuff, and then you just got to defend to a higher level, but it's difficult with the personnel that they have. So like I said, I mean, there's no interest from this group right now in gifting developmental minutes or not prioritizing wins at every possible turn. So that's what they're going for. And if you're going to do that, then they have to be a little bit more consistent at some of the stuff that they aren't great at right now. And I think that's going to be the challenge with this team, the way that it's built and the personnel that they have.
You bring up the whole gifting minutes for the sake of developing the younger guys versus trying to win, because that's a conversation that's been ongoing. Fans are, I think, a little bit confused about it some nights. The Bulls were winning comfortably, and a lot of people I saw on Twitter and people in our comments earlier tonight were saying, why not more modest minutes in that second half if you're that comfy? But more particularly, I'm curious if it came up with Billy or with Pat or with anybody. Do you think it was a message that Billy was sending that on the second consecutive game where Pat manages 2 points, he plays only 19 minutes compared to the other 4 fellow starters of his who played high into the 20s or the 30s? And some Bulls fans in the comments are wondering, is that enough of a message? Is it time for Billy to bench Pat? Did either of them reflect on the game that Pat had tonight after that stinker against the Pacers?
No, we didn't talk to Billy about Patrick. They, I guess, talked a bunch about him after the Pacers game down in Indiana, which I was not at. So a lot of commentary out of that game. But, I mean, I would say, Billy is committed to playing his veterans, but he's also not, going to just play guys when they're playing poorly. And that's why you see games where it's okay, the Bulls are down 10. You got to get Javon Carter in here during the first quarter to get some threes up. Billy isn't afraid to just try stuff to see if he can get a spark somehow. And I think the same goes for if you're playing poorly. He's not opposed to finding somebody who will give him something better. And that happened last year in the starting lineup after 5 games. Patrick got benched for Torrey Craig. It happened, previous other times with Javonte Green. And Patrick just hasn't shown that consistency. I don't really have anything new to say about Patrick. He's not playing well. I don't really feel like beating a dead horse with him. He's just not playing well. And it's what more can you really say? But I do think also that he is the one power forward on this roster that Billy trusts defensively. And I actually liked the way that he approached the game in the first half today. He was going at Jordan Poole on switches. He had a couple of assists early, he had a steal, he had a block. He was playing, I thought, really aggressively, and just the shots weren't falling. And I think that probably impacted his confidence a little bit. But, I don't think the Bulls are in a position, like I said, they're a team that's trying to win. It's not like you can just say, I'm going to throw Modest or Dalen or Julian out there at the power forward spot, and that will be the starter, and they're going to play 36 minutes, and off we go. It's like those guys are minuses out there. Billy can't trust those guys to play heavy minutes, and that's why they don't. And so with the approach that they're taking, which is they're trying to win every game, they're trying to compete, they're trying to make the most of the season that they can. We can agree or disagree with that, but that's what the approach is. You have to play the players that are going to help you the most. And I think even though Patrick is not scoring right now, there's plenty of other things that he does well that Billy trusts him to do at a higher level than he does some of the other young forwards on this roster. Now, Torrey Craig has been out. Maybe that conversation changes when he's back, but I don't see Billy, and you can't even really go for guards right now because Ayo has been out and Lonzo did get a bunch of minutes. There's just not a lot he can do right now with the rotation being what it is.
I did want to, since you brought it up, according to Billy, it's unlikely that Ayo will be back Sunday against the Kings. So they're probably targeting that Pelicans or Hawks game. But when he comes back, in your opinion, how does that change this lineup?
Yeah, it's a good question. And it's one we've been asking basically since the start of the year. And we just haven't gotten a good answer to it yet because for one reason or another, Patrick missed a month. Then Ayo was out as soon as he came back. Lonzo's been out. So they haven't really had to manage that rotation in the way that I think you're kind of alluding to here. So I don't have a good answer for you. I think Billy certainly rides Ayo. I mean, that is somebody who gets a ton of minutes, and I would imagine that will be the case as soon as he gets back. But you can only play so many guards throughout the course of a game. But when your top 5 guys in your rotation, well, I guess 5 of your top 6 are Lonzo, Ayo, Kobe, and Zach, it's hard to, and Giddey, obviously, it's hard to put those puzzle pieces together and also be able to guard some of the big wigs that we have in this league. And so I think that's a huge question. Maybe guys like Patrick do get their minutes cut in that scenario, but at the same point, it's not like you're, leaning on Josh Giddey to be the defensive stopper of the Jason Tatums of the world or Zions, they kind of need Patrick out there to be that guy. And so I do think he will be.
All right, good. That's it. Before we let you go, Goat, who is your nominee for Goon of the Night?
Oh, I think I'm going to go with I'll go with Zach. Zach was awesome. He's been just absolutely cooking. The way he got up 13 points in the first 7 minutes of the game and just basically ended the game then and there. That was just the way he's running, caught that alley-oop. He's been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Follow him, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Admire and enjoy the quaff that is always perfectly quaffed. Buddy, we appreciate the hard work. We look forward to your coverage of the next one. Get home safe on those icy roads, okay?
All right, guys. See you then.
The one and only Goat Gottlieb.
Will
the Gottlieb.
Mm-hmm.
You want to figure out?
Katie smack him in the face.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Now, I'm the man.
Woo! That's it. And you're going to score because she's Katie. Empire Today presents Goon of the Night. All they do is floors, no matter what. 580 to 300. Will Perdue.
Empire
Today. Smooth.
It's always the
quiet, dulcet tones.
It's like the first few notes of a ballad that just
Yeah.
wrecks you
You know what I'm saying?
emotionally every time Purdue comes in with the Empire.
Girl.
Hold on a second.
When I see the Empire jingle, whether I was a child or now, it's always been it's 2 a.m. at the karaoke bar and I'm trashed.
Yes, exactly.
That is how I sing the Empire jingle. Purdue's like, let me break it down for you.
Wait, the fact you said you were doing that as a child is hilarious to me. That's the description.
Hold on a second. Let me take a sip of my 16-ounce in my brown paper bag.
Yeah.
All right.
I should have hung out with Will Perdue back in the day.
Colt 45.
Works every time, Will. Works every time.
King Cobra.
Oh,
it's got real bits of Cobra in it, so you know it's good.
Come on, man. Oh, St. Ides. Goon of the Night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the belt. You see it. It's glorious. I hope you all get a chance to see it in person when y'all come hang out with us one day. Who knows? Matt Peck, your Goon of the night.
Look, I could easily give it to Talen Horton-Tucker for getting up 8 shots off the bench in just the weirdest, wildest fashion. That bowling ball somehow has springs in his legs.
Yeah, man.
Every time
we
he
don't
takes
understand
off,
how.
he gets twisted up in the trees and the paint. I'm like, how is he doing these things? And then he does something where like, okay, that's more along the lines.
That's better.
Yeah. Zach obviously deserves some good love. He might run away with this one. 5th straight game with 30-plus points is
Incredible.
truly, truly remarkable.
Seriously.
But I'm going to give my goon love to Lonzo Ball tonight.
Come on with it.
Because this guy, Goat was just touching on it a little bit. We talked about it earlier on. Continues to just give Billy the very best minutes off the bench.
Giving you the
And
best
they
that
have
I
been
got.
gradually increasing. And how many Lonzo steals turned into highlight reel dunks for his teammates tonight? Because I think it was 3 by my count. Lonzo playing elite, suffocating perimeter defense.
Lockdown.
And help defense on the perimeter as well.
Lockdown.
Leads to easy transition buckets for the Bulls, which is part of what he did so well that had them out to that crazy hot start.
Correct.
All those years ago now.
Oh, so long.
And he is proving night in and night out that he is still that player.
Yeah.
2.5, almost 3 years
Retribution here.
gone with injury and recovery and surgery and rehab. He is still that player. And I swear to God, every time he goes hurtling out of bounds to try and save some ball, some wayward ball, I hold my breath. We already, he came down with the sprained wrist, diving down at the baseline.
Yeah.
Like 3 games into the season, we were like, we just got you back. But that is what I respect about the way Lonzo Ball plays basketball.
Yes.
That dude sacrifices his body every night to make plays happen. And he makes smart plays happen. There's no rule that says to be a goon, you have to be dumb. You be a
None
smart
at all.
goon.
None at all.
Lonzo Ball tonight and every night is playing like a smart goon. I felt like I needed to give him some extra love tonight.
I like that. Musical guest, Wayward Ball.
Wayward Ball.
Well done. Katie, goon of the night for you, madam.
Well, it was Lonzo, but Matt took all my arguments, so
We're starting to brain melt.
we really are.
We're years ahead. You just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Let it flow through you.
Yeah, mine is Lonzo. I think an argument could also be made for Will Perdue's nephew, and I think an argument should be made.
That's right, man.
Well
but
done.
yeah, my vote is definitely for Lonzo tonight.
Well done.
Yes.
Will Perdue?
Great minds, Katie.
I love the conversation. I didn't know these two were
Mind melding?
I was going to say separated at birth,
Woo!
but I got to give it to Zach.
Woo!
He's just making it look so easy right now. And, he's in his bag. And I really like how he's playing in the sense of decisions that he's making, the shot selection. He's actually, just to be safe, 1 turnover. He's taking care of the basketball. This is the Zach I expected to see when they traded for him.
Yeah.
The consistency that we were seeing from night to night.
Correct.
Not the Matt Peck.
Oh, God, what are you doing, Zach?
You have entertained Will Perdue, sir. Well done.
That's what I'm here for, Dave.
All right. Well, that's 2 for Zach, and that's 2 for Lonzo.
Tiebreaker or
Yes.
wild card?
Let's see how it goes. Well,
Dun, dun, dun.
here it is. Nice and shined up for all of y'all out there. Goon of the night goes to Talen Horton-Tucker.
Oh, the human bowling ball.
And I'm going to tell you why. It's not because of all the shots, even though that's a part of it. But when you left, Matt, and went over here, to prepare for the show, and Will was over to prepare for the show, you missed the play where THC brought the ball right down the lane and put his whole forearm into another Wizards player and threw him straight to the ground and went up for the layup. Katie saw it, and Katie said, what sport is he playing?
In the final seconds of a 30-point game.
In the final seconds of a 30-point game.
He thought he was on Ohio State. He got real confused about which game
He
he
turned
showed
into
up
a
to.
running back real quick in a game that was already over, still throwing dudes to the ground. That is goonage to the highest level, ladies and gentlemen. THT.
He go be the guy and said, yes, the bowling ball play.
Yes, sir. This is for you. Goon of the night. for pushing over Zards. Shout out to you.
I think that he might have had that thought in mind.
He had that in mind.
Yep.
He wanted to continue the streak of Goon of the Night. Trucked him. Yes, he did, Briscoe.
Bowling ball off the bench. Yeah, Briscoe said he trucked him.
I mean,
yes.
go back and see it, man. Stacey King, what he did is Stacey King said, whoa, 1st and 10. Like, yo, man.
Optimistic Bulls fan. That was violent.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he ran clear through that dude. It was awesome.
Moore, THT is a football player playing basketball. Oh, so you're saying he and Shaq Harrison are kindred spirits.
Yeah, he's Shaq Harrison. So I played him at the 3 because he's 6'1" with a football mind.
And Luke Cornett is Robert Ory.
All right, well, of course he is.
What's up, Katie?
What?
You guys, okay. It was like
hi,
which I thought meant like you wanted to get in and try.
That's because you guys think alike. Hi, Matt. 5 minutes.
Is that what I sound like to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well.
Before we get out of here, real quick.
Oh, Will
congrats
Perdue.
to THT.
You are good.
The Bulls on deck, as you mentioned, Sacramento Kings coming to town Sunday matinee.
Coming to town.
First time that we will see them since the DeMar DeRozan departure.
Yes.
I know Anthony was asking in the comments earlier, I wonder how DeMar's former teammates are feeling about him coming to town.
Yeah.
Sure it'll be an emotional day. Is there anything in particular that you guys would like to see happen either on the floor, before the game? I'm guessing the Bulls will give him some sort of thank you, tribute vid during one of the commercial timeouts up on the Jumbotron. Like, what are we anticipating for DeMar comes home night?
Well, I imagine there's going to be a nice video, but I want to see Zach take this game personally.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the mind of a
I want to see an ass kicking. I want to see Zach. I mean, I know he's not going to do it, but I want Zach to have the mentality that I'm going to shut this guy down, and then I'm going to go at him defensively. And just, send him a little message that I'm doing okay without you, bro.
Doing just fine. Oh, I like that, Will. That's that mentality.
That's what I would like to see.
Yes, I would too. Like to see a lot of these guys.
And I also would love to see the Bulls just every time DeMar touches the ball, just double team his ass. Take the ball out of his hands. Keep him in single digits.
Yeah.
Do not go for the pump fake.
Oh.
He's going to get. Get at least a couple of his old teammates with the pump fake.
Dalen's going for it.
Oh,
Dalen's going for the pump fake, man.
Dude,
Big Dave's already calling it.
He's going for it.
If Dalen gets significant minutes, he's fouling out. If he's guarding DeMar.
Fair point. Fair.
Hell, half his team would foul out guarding DeMar for more than 10 minutes.
He will. I think he'll go for the fake too.
Oh yeah,
he'll go for that as well.
He'll get them all.
Yeah.
But DeMar and his Kings teammates, after the somewhat surprising and unceremonious ousting of Mike Brown.
Yeah.
That 5-game losing streak, they had dropped, I think, 11 of 12. They have now flipped that since Mike Brown's firing and have rattled off, I believe, now 6 straight, including beating the Celtics in Boston tonight.
Yes.
I think DeMar had 23, 24, and 9 dimes. Sabonis Jr. put up a casual 23 and 28.
Oh, should have seen him when he was
the
younger.
Kings, like you were saying earlier when we were chatting, Will, they've changed their play style a little bit, and it's taken some adjustment period. But they come to the United Center on a roll.
It's going to be a test.
Yeah.
So, hey, can you creep up to 1 game below 500?
Hey, look at Will.
Yeah.
Put a little something in there.
No, they can't.
Oh, so you're picking Zach.
Oh, yeah.
You're going with the Kings. Okay.
I follow the golden rule, Will. They are currently 2 under. They can't be 1 under. That's against the rules.
Okay, they got to get back to 3 under.
They will go back to 3.
Got to get back.
Might go back up to 2 again before going back down to 4. But they can't go to 1 under. I will sit here in postgame Sunday afternoon and admit to all of you that I was wrong if I am wrong and the Bulls beat the Kongs.
Okay.
I don't think I will.
I'm going to say you won't either.
Trust
all right. Well, I'm clipping that immediately. Obviously,
please.
We need to have that ready to
He's
go.
He's like clip away.
Go for it.
I don't know. I mean,
I love admitting when I'm wrong.
As big as the win was against Boston,
favorites.
The one thing I can say for this team to make this turnaround, win 6 in a row, huge win against the defending champions. They will be emotionally spent when they play this game on Sunday. Now, if the Bulls do not jump on them early, this team will eventually get their legs back. Okay? And as good as the Bulls play in the second half, which we've learned they are a second-half team, the bottom line is Sacramento, from a personnel standpoint, is just better. Okay? That's all there is to it. But that's why we talked about it tonight. They did it, dropped 36 points in the first quarter. It is paramount that they get off to an unbelievably quick start, because I think this team's going to be coming in, they will have a chip on their shoulder, but it'll be more about, hey, we just beat Boston. Mentally, they'll be a little fatigued because of the fact they've won 6 and they just beat Boston. Yeah. So they'll
Hard
be
to get yourself up for the Bulls after that.
Well, it wears on. I mean, that's why we talk about what OKC did, the number of games they won in a row, what Cleveland is continually doing. You ask yourself, are you peaking too early? But what I love about OKC is how they responded tonight against the Knicks after they lost to Cleveland. They came back and opened up a can of whoop ass.
Yes, they did.
Right?
6-pack.
And the Sacramento Kings, just from personal experience, is ripe for the picking. In the sense that if you come out and play with the same type of enthusiasm, energy, and effort and focus that you did tonight, regardless of the fact it's a different class opponent, and knock this team back a little bit, and you continue to play well and play hard and halfway decent on defense, it's just human nature that these guys will be like, all right, man, we won 6 in a row. We lose this one, we're cool. 6-1 in our last 7, we're okay. You may not get that full effort. Now, you'll get that full effort from Sabonis and Fox and DeMar, but I'm talking about the other guys. So it's an interesting take. Are we post-game talking about integrity, or are we post-game talking about Peck being like, I told you?
That's how he says it right there?
Oh, yeah.
Why does he have a Southern accent?
He'll look like
Bernie.
Bernie.
When he become a 1970s. Look here, Jack. I told you.
I'll talk in whatever voice you want me to talk in. All I care about is
being right.
is the smile that comes along with it.
Yeah, that's what we need to close on
The
right
triple
there.
single?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Quick question, Will.
Great
does
stuff.
Does it matter that they're playing in the afternoon as opposed to playing in the evening?
Yes,
does
it
that
does.
change how does that change?
That's advantageous for the Bulls.
How so?
Because they had to exert a lot less effort, number one. Number two, they're not traveling. Okay?
In between home games.
That's correct. And number three, they're sleeping in their own bed. What I don't know is Sac flying tonight, or are they flying tomorrow? I imagine that they're probably flying tonight.
I would guess. Because Boston to Chicago is not that long of a flight.
And plus you
Get
gain
that
an
done.
hour.
Yeah, you gain an hour coming back, get that flight done tonight. Especially, weather permitting.
And probably
when you can.
Good point, yeah.
On DeMar's behalf.
Yeah.
So, but that will wear on them, because even though it's not a long flight and they're still not going to get to their hotel and get to bed till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Right.
And it's just a scientific fact that every hour every hour that you sleep after midnight, or I'm sorry, every hour before midnight is equal to 2 hours after midnight.
Oh, man. Bad news for me.
Yeah. I'm a night owl.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want to get 8 hours of sleep and you go to bed after midnight, you probably need to get like 11
after
or 12.
midnight hours only count for a half hour.
It's just your your body clock.
Yes.
Your
It's
internal
just how
clock.
it works.
Biological clock.
All right.
Let's get out of here. At the buzzer, Alexander in the comments. Still no market for Zach LaVine? Nope. We'll keep you posted. We are off tomorrow, as are the Bulls. We will be back Sunday for postgame Bulls Kings. I think we're going to scrap pregame Sunday because it's a matinee. Let y'all enjoy your Sundays. But for those of you diehards out there who do want to hang out and talk Bulls leading up to that 2:30 tip, I'm going to hang out in that Discord with y'all. We can talk about whatever's on your mind.
Hey, real quick,
as Bulls fans. What's up?
I saw somebody, and this is where the fans come into play. Fox did not play tonight.
No.
De'Aaron Fox did not play tonight?
That's correct.
Just
Well,
played
beat the
last couple
Celtics
nights.
anyway.
It was Sabonis, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Monk. Monk was in the starting lineup. Keon Ellis.
Okay.
Well, we shall see
And they only played 8 guys.
who they roll. Oh, that's tight.
Super tight.
Billy's like 12, 13. Throw them out there. That'll do it for tonight.
Not you,
Thank you,
Miles.
everybody, for watching. Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't do it yet. Also, shout out, happy birthday to our buddy Mario from Blackhawks, who were just wrapping up their post.
Yeah,
Birthday! Shout out to Katie, the queen of the controls, as always. Uncle Will, 4-time champ. Will _Perdue 32. That's Big Day. Bam! BNWL Sports. Again, shout out to our guy, the GOAT, Will _Gottlieb. Follow him, read his stuff, all CHGO.com. On Bulls _Peck, we are CHGO _Bulls. Have a great night. Stay safe out there in Chicago. Drive carefully. Salt them roads. Talk to you Sunday afternoon. See you. It'll be good.
Love y'all. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.